Hi everybody, welcome to VLSI Point. So in today's video, we are going to talk about embedded systems. I know most of you are interested in this field but don't know much about that. And from last 2-3 videos, you guys were requesting to make a separate video on embedded systems. So here I am. In today's video, we are going to talk about what is embedded systems, what are the roles and responsibilities of an embedded system engineer, then how in our day-to-day life we use embedded systems, and what subjects and tools are required to learn if you guys are willing to start your career in this field. So starting with what is embedded systems. An embedded system is a specialized computing system designed to perform a dedicated task or function. Unlike two general purpose computer which perform multiple tasks, embedded systems are designed to perform a specific task with highest efficiency and reliability. In other words, we can say an embedded system is a small computer which is a part of a larger device, which is designed to perform a specific job or related jobs, unlike to a general purpose computer which performs multiple tasks at a time. Now we will see some key characteristics of embedded systems. First is specialized purpose. As I already told you, embedded systems are designed to perform specific tasks. So unlike to our laptop and smartphones which perform multiple tasks at a time, you can consider an example of a washing machine which is only focusing on washing the clothes, nothing else. So an embedded system used in washing machine focuses only on the washing activity of the machine. Next is real-time operation. So many embedded system operates in real time. Mean to say they must process the input and produce the output in a specified time frame to ensure the proper functioning. It often needs to perform accurately and quickly. You can consider an example of airbags used in our cars. So in case of any accident, it is used for the safety purpose. And it is very important that these airbags will respond quickly in case of any accident. Next is integration. So they are integrated into the other devices or systems and ensuring the proper functionality of the device. Mean to say, embedded systems are not separate device but are built onto the other products. For example, an embedded system inside your smart TV which is used to manage the streaming or the channel switching. Next is limited user interface. So unlike to general purpose computers, embedded systems has very less or no user interface. They operate behind the scene to perform all their functionalities. They usually don't have a lot of buttons or screen. Most of the time they operate automatically without needing any input from the user. Reliability and stability. So embedded systems are mostly used in crucial applications where reliability and stability are must, like your medical devices or automotive safety system. Resource constraint. Unlike to the general purpose computers, embedded system has a very limited computing power, memory and storage. And this is the reason these devices are very cost effective and energy efficient. So this is all about what is embedded systems. Now we will see some day-to-day application. First is consumer electronics like your smartphone, smart TV, washing machine, etc. Inside your smartphone, there are embedded systems which manages the touch screen, camera and many other applications. It makes sure that everything works smoothly, like whenever you make a call or take a picture or open different applications. The washing machine uses an embedded systems which control the washing cycles, water level and spinning of the device. It makes sure that the clothes cleaned properly as per the setting you have chosen. Embedded systems in your smart TV manages the tasks like the video processing, user interactions or the network communication. Next is automotive application where we use engine control units and anti-lock braking systems. Modern cars have many embedded systems. Like the anti-lock braking system uses an embedded system which controls the locking up of the wheel when you brake hard, helping to stop safely. In similar way, embedded systems are used in home automation, home safety systems and healthcare devices. In healthcare, it is used in pacemaker and infusion pump. A pacemaker is a device that helps control the heartbeat. It has an embedded system inside it. This system constantly checks the heart's rhythm and makes adjustments to keep it at the right pace. Similarly, in infusion pumps, which delivers precise amount of medication to the patients over the time. So, embedded systems in infusion pumps control the flow rate and timing of the medication, ensuring accurate and the safe delivery. In home automation, we use smart thermostats, which controls the home temperature, and based on that temperature, it sends signal to your phone. Home security system with camera and alarm uses embedded system to detect motion, trigger alarms, and send alerts to your phone if something suspicious is detected. In industrial automation, embedded systems are used in manufacturing the robots and process control systems. So I hope now you get a clear idea what is an embedded system. It is like a tiny specialized brain inside multiple devices. They are responsible for making sure these devices work correctly and efficiently. You interact with these devices without realizing the embedded systems inside them, which silently manage all the complex tasks to make your everyday life easier. Now we will see different job profiles and embedded systems. So here you have embedded software engineer, embedded hardware engineer, firmware engineer, embedded engineer architect, and much more. So talking about the roles and responsibility of an embedded software engineer, so they develops and maintains software that operates on embedded hardware. They involves writing the code for microcontrollers and processors, debugging and optimizing the performance. Their typical task is to writing and testing code in languages like C and C++, implementing device drivers and middleware, ensuring software meets real-time constraints and interacts correctly with the hardware. Next is embedded hardware engineer, which designs and develops the hardware component of an embedded systems like the microcontrollers and the circuit boards. Their typical task is to designing schematics and PCBs, that is printed circuit boards, selecting and integrating components like microcontrollers and sensors, testing hardware for reliability and performance. Next is firmware engineer. They focuses on writing the firmware, which is a low-level software embedded in hardware to control its operation. Firmware is essential for the basic functionality of hardware devices. Their typical task is to developing code that interacts directly with hardware components, debugging and optimizing firmware for performance and stability, implementing updates and patches to firmware. Next is embedded system architects. They design the overall system architecture of embedded solutions and ensure that all the hardware and softwares are integrated effectively. Their typical task is to creating high-level design documents and system specifications, evaluating trade-offs between different design approaches, overseeing integration and ensuring system requirements are met. Next is test engineers. They test and validate the embedded systems to ensure the correct functionality and the design is working as per the specification. This role involves creating and executing test plans. Their typical task is to developing test cases and test plans, performing functional and performance testing, identifying and troubleshooting issues found during the testing. Now we will see the career opportunities, future growth and salary hike in embedded systems field. Opportunities exist across various sectors like automotive, healthcare, consumer electronics and industrial automation. The expansion of Internet of Things, that is IoT, is creating new roles for embedded system engineers in developing connected devices. Innovations in autonomous vehicles and electric vehicles deriving the demand for embedded system engineers. Growth in medical technology is creating new opportunity for embedded systems in diagnostic and therapeutic devices. As technology evolves, embedded systems becomes more complex. and that will require an advanced skills in system design, integration, and real-time processing. The growth of smart homes and smart cities expand the application of embedded systems in our everyday life and the infrastructure. Integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning into embedded systems will open new avenues for the innovation and automation. Talking about the salary growth, so as a fresher, you can expect from 3 LPA to 6 LPA when you will join in this field. After 1 or 2 years of experience, you can expect a salary ranges between 6 LPA to 12 LPA, and after 4 to 5 years of experience or at a senior level, you can expect from 12 LPA to 20 LPA or even more than that. So this field is quite interesting and good to start your career in all the aspects like the career opportunities, future growth, and the salary hike. Now we will see what subjects you guys need to learn if you are willing to start your career in embedded systems. So first is digital electronics. In this subject, you have to learn about the logic gates, Boolean algebra, combinational circuits, sequential circuits, then mostly your flip-flops, counters, registers, etc. This subject provides a foundation for understanding how digital system process information. Next is microprocessor and microcontroller. So in this subject, you will study about the architecture, instruction set, programming and interfacing of the microcontrollers like 8085, 8051, PIC, AVR, etc. This subject is essential for developing and interfacing with embedded hardware. Next is embedded system design. In this subject, you will learn about system design principles, real-time operating system, hardware, software, code design. This subject will teach you how to design and integrate hardware and software for specific applications. C programming along with data structures and algorithm is also important. These languages are commonly used for writing embedded software due to their efficiency and control over the hardware. However, data structures are crucial for writing efficient code and solving complex problems in embedded systems. Next is operating system. So yes guys, you need to learn the basics of operating system focusing on the real-time operating. Understanding operating system concepts is essential for developing real-time and multitasking applications. Now we will see what tools are required to learn. So here you have Proteus, MATLAB, Simulink, MPLabX and the Keel. Keel is popular for ARM microcontroller development, MPLabX used for the microchip microcontrollers and DSPIC devices, then your IAR embedded workbench which offers comprehensive tools for various microcontrollers. For simulation, you can use Proteus and MATLAB. Proteus provides simulation and design tools for electronic circuits. However, MATLAB or Simulink is used for the modeling and simulation of systems and algorithms. Git is widely used system for tracking changes in source code and collaborating with team. Along with all these, you should also learn hardware description language, that is either Verilog or VHDL, for writing the code. It will help you in designing and modeling the digital system at hardware level. Along with all these subjects and tools, some online courses are also available on the Coursera, Udemy, Udacity and EDX. So you guys can join that to make good fundamental command on these subjects. In Coursera, you have Introduction to Embedded System by the University of Texas at Austin, then Embedded Systems Save the World by the University of Texas at Austin. In Udacity, you have Sensor Fusion Engineer Nano Degree. In Udemy, you will get Mastering Microcontroller with Embedded Driver Development and Embedded System Bare Metal Programming Group. So guys, check out the official website and go through the curriculum of the course. If you find it useful, then only join the courses because most of these courses are paid. Multiple companies are working in embedded systems like Intel, Qualcomm, NXP Semiconductors, Texas Instruments, then your ST Microelectronics, Analog Devices, etc. So you can see here how these companies focuses on the different segments of embedded systems. These companies are key players in developing and integrating embedded systems for a wide range of applications. So this is it guys, this is about today's video. I hope you like today's video and get a clear idea about embedded systems. So don't forget to hit the like button. Also guys, if you are finding my videos useful, then I don't know why you guys are not subscribing. You can see here the subscribed and the unsubscribed ratio. So it's my humble request, if my videos are helpful to you, then please subscribe VLSI Point and share with your seniors and all those students who are willing to join VLSI. We will meet in the next video. Till then, keep learning and stay curious.